Hi, Allison. Thanks for coming in today. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So what's been going on? What's on your mind?
So I just came to talk about my relationship with my boyfriend.
Mhm.
We've been dating for about 6 months now. Things going really good.
Okay.
He's been really respectful with me and honest and good about taking things slow. But now it's gotten to the point where I think he wants things to be like sexual, and like I don't really feel like sexual stuff needs to be involved in our relationship. I don't know. I'm just not comfortable with that.
Okay, so it sounds like you and your boyfriend are not on the same page with where your relationship is leading, but
Mhm.
everything right now is going
Yeah.
really well.
Yeah.
No, you said you're uncomfortable with not sexuality, but sexual activities.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you just describe that a little bit more?
Well, I'm fine with like hugging and like kissing, but I don't really want to like have sex because
Okay.
I've never really like enjoyed it really. Like
Okay.
I've had past relationships where we did engage in sex, but I think I did it more because I knew that my partner, it was really important for them, but
Mhm.
it wasn't as important for me. Like I get where he's coming from, my current boyfriend, but at the same time, I don't really want to do something that makes me feel like uncomfortable. And it doesn't even like it makes no difference to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really get any pleasure from it at all. I get pleasure from like connecting with him on an emotional level.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
it sounds like a like physical and sexual attraction is not really there for you. Well, physical, yes, but
Mhm.
sexual, that's not really something that you really look into. You're more into the emotional attraction and connectedness that you get with someone, and your boyfriend doesn't really understand the difference between the two, and that however, in some relationships they go hand in hand, and people enjoy both of those things, but for your relationship, those are two completely separate things, and they're not connected in any way at all, and he is not seeing that that's how you see things.
Mhm.
So has there ever been, like, what kind of communication has been said between the two of you about sex or any other sexual activities?
Well, I mean, I guess like when we first started dating, like I told him like I'm like asexual, and like I guess he didn't really understand like what it meant at first. I think he meant that meant like I wouldn't even date him. But after I told him like a little bit of like what I personally prefer, he kind of understood, and then like we started dating. He said he understood and he was fine with it. But I think that maybe in his head he thinks that he had hope that it would change and
Okay.
be more sexual because he knows that I have had sex in the past. So
Okay.
maybe that's why. So I think that's what this is like leading up to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's like different. Like now I'm more comfortable with being asexual and being myself, and I don't want to do something for him, even though I really care about him. When I don't care for it, and
Right.
I'm fine without it.
Okay, so it sounds like you have already established
Mhm.
your asexuality, and you are comfortable with having that lifestyle. And I also heard that you had the discussion in the beginning of your relationship with him, and there was agreement that you both understood what was going to happen, what was not going to happen, and what would be there for the relationship. And um, he was okay with that. And now you're thinking that he wasn't really okay with it.
Yeah, I feel like he just said it because he really liked me in the beginning. I really liked him too. Like
Mhm.
we have a lot of similar interests, and we like see eye to eye with a lot of things, a lot of important things.
Okay.
too, but I just feel like this is the only thing that's kind of like straining our relationship. I think in his head he thinks that if I really cared about him, like the physical connection would just, I would want it.
Yeah.
I just would want to have sex, but he doesn't understand that I don't view it as that. I view just like caring about him, talking to him, and connecting with him emotionally, romantically is
Yeah.
much more fulfilling to me than just having sex.
So it sounds like he really is not understanding the separation between the emotional and romantic attraction compared to the sexual attraction that you can have in relationships.
Mhm.
And he was kind of hoping that you would just follow whatever the relationship, whatever path the relationship led you guys in, and
Yeah.
although he did say that he understood that you did not want to have sex, you didn't have that desire, and that wasn't something that you were looking for, he wasn't completely committed to the idea of that.
Mhm. I think that's exactly what he has been thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can you just tell me like how you foresee this relationship in the future? Do you think that it is something that you can continue on? Is there any thoughts in your mind that this isn't something that you feel fit for yourself, or what's
Mhm.
going through your head?
Well, I think that, I mean, I do have like a pretty good support group because when I first, realized that I was asexual, I wanted to go out and meet other people who were asexual to see like how I could relate to them and what they thought about stuff.
Yeah.
Because I felt very alone at first. I wasn't sure if I was the only one that felt this way, so I did some research on my own
Okay.
online. So I feel like maybe if I brought him to like meet some of my other friends who also identify as asexual, maybe he could talk to them and see I'm not the only one that feels this way.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I would have to have like an open discussion with him because I don't know if he'd feel comfortable with that.
Right. So it does sound that you guys have had several conversations about this, and you are, well educated on this topic, and you have done the necessary research to really understand who you are, and you have taken on this identity, and you proudly stand for who you are and what you want to be, and that's really great. And it's great that you want to introduce him into this life because he's already involved with someone who's in that population. So I would say that communication is just so important in this situation, and just keeping an open mind and being able to discuss everything openly and honestly would just be the best thing. So would you be comfortable kind of bringing up this topic with him in a recent discussion that you guys are having to see kind of how he feels about meeting your other friends who identify as asexual, and kind of seeing where he would go with this?
Definitely. I think that I definitely want to bring it up to him soon. Just to, get a idea of where he's at right now.
Yeah. It seems like your relationship already has so many positive aspects to it that being able to discuss this will just be kind of a natural and organic conversation that you guys would already be okay having. So it would definitely be. I'm looking forward to hearing about how everything goes.